Hello and welcome to Got Clutter. Get organized the conversation. It is that time of the year where you're probably pulling out this, that, and the other so you can decorate your space, whether it's just for you or you're going to be entertaining, which is why I wanted to bring on an expert. And our returning guest is Felicia Wallace Benton. She's an interior designer. Felicia, hello again.
Hi, Janet. As always, a pleasure to be on your show. I always enjoy being on your show. Yeah, so thank you again for having me.
I enjoy our conversations, but before I get into the conversations, really about how we can not clutter up our small spaces as we get ready for the holidays. I just wanted to know, like, as an interior designer, you're into colors, you're into textures. Like, really, what are some of the things about this time of year that you really enjoy?
It's funny you say that because I do like to see what's trending. So I do like that. And my favorite thing to do is to decorate the tree. So I'm one of those people that I just go all out with the bulbs. That is my one thing, but I try to be like, that's the one thing I use consistently, but I try to be creative with what else I'm putting on a tray. And that really allows me to do my creativity because I can bring in like floral motifs, I can bring in different types of ribbon, I can bring in different types of light. So yeah, that's what I enjoy doing for the holiday.
Mm.
Just decorate. Yeah.
Mm. So, talking about decorating in the holidays, but specifically when we have like a small space, whether it's a small home or just, an apartment or condo, what are some of the things that maybe we're doing that we shouldn't do because we want to decorate, we want to entertain, but we don't really have a lot of space? So, what are some of the things that maybe we should stop doing?
I tell people all the time, like, when you have a small space, you really can't go all out with the big trees. Like, something small would be fine. And you definitely have to be creative in how you display it. I always tell people, like, you don't have to have a lot of stuff all over on the flat top surfaces. Those are surfaces that you and your guests are going to be using. So definitely utilize your walls again, like your bookshelves. Or I always tell them, if you have a mirror, put a wreath in front of a mirror, and that definitely adds to the ambiance. And you can definitely another thing people don't realize is that you can carry in the decorative. You don't really have to just do your living room or your kitchen. You can also do your bedroom. And one of the quick ways you could do your bedroom is by bringing in like a wreath and put it above your bed. And that's a really creative way you can bring in the holidays, in addition to pillows and stuff like that. But then again, that does get little overly too much if you're like in a small space. So a wreath like in front of a mirror is a nice touch. If you have like a mantle or something, you could put it above there, and then you can also put it above your bed. So yeah,
Hmm.
those are suggestions that I give people all the time who have like small spaces.
I like those suggestions because one of the suggestions you gave was taking like a vase, a clear vase, and I put like my different Christmas balls in there, and it just like really adds something to the room. So, like you said, I still remember the year that my cousin, my loving cousin, gave me a 6 foot tree. I'm in
Ooh.
an apartment. Yeah, it was nice, but then it was like, this is like a little bit too much, as you said, with all the small spaces. But I love your idea about the reef because now I'm thinking like, where can I put the reef in my bedroom? Because I've got two reefs I can display. So I like those ideas. So, you know, what about when we want to entertain? Because, like you said, the flat surfaces, which was a great tip. I hope all of you were taking notes. Those flat surfaces. So, what if you have all these people over and your flat surface is maybe your countertop and maybe a coffee table. So how can you incorporate that into the entertaining but also maybe putting a decorative piece on there if possible without being like having too much?
Okay, so one thing I do, because we have a small space where it's like kind of like our living room and dining room are all one. So one thing that I do is we no longer have like a coffee table. We have an ottoman. So I get one of those trays, and I sit it on top of the ottoman. And that can work if you have a coffee table too. And that's where you can really have your stuff, like your snacks and stuff, on the tray and still have like a clear space. I also tell people to utilize, like I said before, like your bookshelves or even like your entertainment center. And you really have to be careful with this because, like, if you are putting stuff too much, that's when it's going to feel cluttered. So you can put like, and I love my bulbs, but I do get like a simple vase. Sometimes I try to, depending upon the size, I do something like a decorative, or I can go to Home Goods and find a funky vase, and it 9 times out of 10 it has to be clear. I fill it with the bulbs, and that gives it a festive vibe. So, and it's really simple. And then I can also repurpose the vase for later on the year for other things. So it works itself out. Like in the spring, I may put something in it to give it like a spring, like some moss or something. And in the summer, some small rocks with some flowers or something like that. So it's not like it's going to use, I mean, going to waste and just sitting up collecting dust. So
Ooh.
yeah, so that's why I suggest those things to my clients.
As you were talking, a question came to my mind. How does somebody not get overwhelmed with the whole process? Because I think you get excited, you pull everything out, and then you're like, okay, where do I start? So how do you really like kind of just decorate without getting that overwhelmed feeling? And also, as you're decorating, should you get rid of things maybe
Yes.
you haven't used or
Yes. Purge, purge. Yes, I tell people that all the time. It's just like, with your clothing. If you
hmm
haven't used if you used it last year, why are you holding on to it? Like, just toss it. Obviously it wasn't anything important to you for you to use last year. So just get rid of it. And some people just have that in stock. Like, they're just attached to it for some unknown reason. I just tell them it's just collecting dust and space. So just get rid of it. But I also tell people that, it can be very overwhelming if you don't plan. So you gotta plan. Now this year, I am offering for people who are really busy to come out to decorate their homes. As a service I offered years ago when I first started to make some additional income, and it was just brought to my attention that people still need that. So I was like, okay, yeah, I will start offering because people do, like, with the holiday season, and it really starts now with Thanksgiving. You can feel the tension, like, oh my gosh, I have to host, I have some people coming over, and then you have the holiday parties, then you have like the work parties, and then you have your kids going. So it's just like, when am I going to actually have time to do this? And I speak to a lot of people who are like booked, all the way up until, and they just feel like they're just overwhelmed. And sometimes they don't feel like their spaces were the way that they wanted it. So
And
I do
yeah,
tell them, even if I'm coming in, to go through your Christmas, open up just go through everything. Anything that you didn't use last year, toss it. Anything that you want new that you've seen out there on Pinterest, or you've seen out there like just on the TV or commercials, document it, write it down. Like, and then what I can do is come in and help you implement it into your space. So at the end of the day, it's like, wow. And you have that space you envision for the holidays. I mean, it's a short period of time. It's only a month, right?
yeah, that's
A
true.
month and
That
a
is
couple of
true.
days. So why not
hmm
enjoy it and really enjoy it instead of feeling like you're rushed for that time of the year?
And that is a good idea that you offer that service because, like you said, you get overwhelmed. You have a lot of different things, and because you have that experience of the colors and the textures and even themes, how it can all
Work
work
together.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and specifically, especially when it comes to a tree. I mean, I feel I can do small spaces, but when it's that tree, it's like, okay, you want the tree to look a certain way, and just with the ribbons and the balls and all of those ornaments and everything. So yes, so call Felicia. Call Felicia.
And you know what's trending now?
Oh,
Wicked. So the pink and the green.
ah,
And it's
interesting.
funny because, like, sometimes you go through, like, you see like the people who want to set up their trees like for their kids. That is something that I guarantee is going to be the kicker for this year, because they're already doing it now with the clothing and everything else. So it's like it's something that's starting, and now the movie is what out. this weekend or next weekend, I bet you money that that's something that people are going to want to start
Oh,
doing.
yeah. Wow, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's a nice little color
it
combination too.
is. It is.
Beautiful color combination. So, Felicia, how do you stay organized? So, you got your clients, you're decorating, but you're decorating your clients. And then, of course, I know you've got family functions and things that you're going to be enjoying the holidays. Like, how do you do it? Like, do you like start, weeks ahead, just planning out your schedule? How does Felicia do it? How does she stay organized during the holidays?
No. Breathe.
Ah,
No, actually, what I do is I've taken this tip from you, Janet, is I just put it on the calendar. And I have learned to say no.
that's a good one.
I mean,
That's a good one.
because if not, then I won't enjoy the holidays. And I actually learned that the hard way earlier on. So that's one way that I stay organized and at peace with myself. I try to tell those clients and advertise, like, look, if you need to do it, you need to do it now. And unfortunately, after that is really my time because I have family too that I want to spend time with. I have places I want to go to. I don't want to just be committed to helping you, although I do want to help you. So yeah, and then it's even with family and friends, like so many people want to monopolize your time. So you really have to learn how to say no. And to make that time for yourself. I also suggest for, some of my clients that are busy to make time for themselves, to create that little niche in their home where they can sit and read a book, they can relax, they can unwind. Because if you're not yourself, you're not going to be there when other people want you to be there. You're not even going to enjoy yourself half the time, so that's what I try to do. And even it's something that goes way beyond the holidays. So to design those spaces so you can have time to relax for yourself, to get yourself together, so you can enjoy life. It's that simple. Yeah.
Well said, Felicia. So, Felicia, how can people connect with you and actually contact you to have you come out and help them with decorating this holiday season?
They can always contact me on my website. It's www.designing-your-vision.com, or they can email me at fbenton at designing-your-vision.com. So those are two perfect ways that they can definitely contact me.
And of course, I will have all of Felicia's contact information. I'll list her email and I'll also list her social media platforms that she's on as well, so you can connect with her there.
Yeah, definitely.
Felicia,
Yeah.
thank you so much once again. I'm inspired. I'm excited about the upcoming season. So thank you so much for taking time out today,
Thanks,
Felicia.
Janet. Thank you.